since the fishing didn't go out as planned today, we didn't get any hookups, so I kind of went go over like a how-to video for y'all, and I'm decided I'm going to do it over the Spro hollow body frog. This one's in a black and yellow color, but that one doesn't really matter. We're just going over how to. And the thing I like to worry on, I haven't adjusted this frog. It's the first time I've used it. Is what you want to do with these frogs is you want to take both skirts, bring them up to the top, measure them, and the first one that you pick off, you want to cut out about that much off one side. And what that's going to do, it will cause your frog to have a better side-to-side action, and it will walk side-to-side way better in the water. And second thing I like, what I focus on is you want to cast parallel to that bank not as close as you can, but as good as you can, about 2 to 3 feet maybe off the bank. Sometimes even closer, and you know that's key for when you're wanting to catch these topwater fish. And let's say you got some that are on the bank and you don't want to scare them. What's always going to trigger a good topwater bite is if you get that frog on top of the land and then slowly work it off. As you see there, it was on the land, just slowly fell in, and that will trigger those topwater fish to just blow up on your frog. That's what I've had most success on. And like I said, yeah, you want to. This one doesn't have anything done to it, but you want to cut off about that much on one side, and it will cause that bait to have a real good side-to-side action in the water. But what I like, second thing I like to do is to find any good water that's got top water. Here there's not that much good top water, but I'm just showing you. I'm just here like for a how-to. What you want to do is like twitch, pause. You want to twitch that frog 2 or 3 times and then pause it. Twitch it 2 or 3 times, pause it. And what that will do is that those fish that are like, they're not eating it as well, you give them time to. Or if you had those really aggressive fish, what I like to do is if they're hitting the frog real well, I'll give it maybe 4 or 5 in and just really burn it in and then stop. And then really get 4 or 5 in and stop. And those aggressive fish, they'll hit it a lot better. Because I mean, what's better than a freaking topwater fish? I mean, there's nothing. I mean, hearing that explosion, feeling that explosion is just the best thing. There's nothing better than topwater fishing. Third thing I like to do, find yourself a good thing of water. Here, I mean, I don't have a very good example. I mean, I would have, but you see that there's reeds right here. They cut down these. If you have any kind of ponds that got reeds, you want to cast right up along them, and those bass will usually be tucked up under there, and you can throw that frog right up in there, and they'll come out of those reeds and most likely eat your frog. I mean, we're here in late October. It's October 30th, and earlier today I was getting topwater fish. I was getting blow-ups on the frog in the middle of the day, because I mean, right now it's probably about 80 degrees out here. I mean, it is still warm here in Texas, and so I mean, you can still get some on topwater bites. And I mean, because I was over there and like literally I wasn't there for 5 minutes and I was already getting fish blowing up on the frog. And I mean, there's nothing better than getting these topwater. You bring that up over the top to the front, where the mouth of the frog would be. Take about that much. I just clip that off. You don't have to worry about those. Leave those to the side, and then see, you got that much difference. And what you can do, if it's a little too long, take this and trim off a little bit of this, and then there you go. Your frog will have a better walking action this way, and it will cause it to swim side to side, walk the dog as they like to call it, way better. And here, I'll show you an example. And now see, it's got a way better side-to-side action. See how I'm working that? You bring it close to one side and then twitch it back to the other. It works. It walks side to side way better. Look at that. When I'm slacking your line, that's key. If you wanted to get it to walk, the more a little bit more slack you have, the better it will walk. Because if that thing is tight, it's going to cause that frog to want to swim straight back at you, and it will just have a way better side-to-side action if you have just a little bit of slack. All right, this is the Whopper Plopper. This is another top water bait that you can use when they're usually schooling up on bait fish. And I have one. It's kind of like that, but this one is this is a spook. Now you see a lot of guys throw this. I mean, if you watch John B, One Rod, and all them, they really like to throw spooks on these bait fish. And I got one of white color for shad about that new pond that y'all would have seen. It's called that Big Bass Fishing Challenge. Those bass were really feeding up on those shad. So that's what I just wanted to show y'all. I mean, I hope y'all learn something from this, because I know a lot of people they like these how-tos. And the setup I'm throwing it on, this is a Quantum Hellcat. This is a 6:1 ratio, but usually for frogs, it doesn't really matter. You can have any kind of ratio you want, but what you do want is a longer rod. This is a 7-foot St. Croix Mojo Bass medium power rod. These are really great rods. My friend gave me this one to let me use for a little bit, and I have loved it. I have two other St. Croix. They're the premier kinds, and I really like throwing them on them. And then another, doesn't really matter, but if you want to be throwing these frogs, you're going to want to have some braid on there. I'm using 50-pound spider wire, and usually I'll throw this, I'll throw spider wire or Power Pro, the better brands, because I don't want to be throwing crappy line on my setups. And that's pretty much it, y'all. That's all. This is the most main setup I use. If I'm not throwing it on this setup, I'll be throwing it on this setup. Like I said, this is another one of my St. Croix. This is the St. Croix Premier, and this is the Abu Garcia Ambassador. This is the 4600 C3. My dad gave me this one, and this is a really great setup, and I'll be throwing it on this. This is another 7-foot rod. Medium light action, medium light powered, fast action. These are really great rods. I mean, these retail for about $180 to $200. Really great rods. These were given to me in a tournament. I was fishing in Toledo Bend earlier this year, and I really appreciated it. And so yeah, guys, that's the setups I use, and I hope y'all enjoyed this how-to with a frog.